EmceeTV.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy, that motherfucker Steve, coming at you live from MCTV Studios in Des Moines, Iowa. And today, I got the homie with me, Six Man. What up, bro?
What's up, bro? How you doing?
I'm good, fam. I'm good. Man, I appreciate you taking the time and jumping on here with me. This is fun and it's exciting, bro. Um, yeah.
Word. I'm glad to be here, man. Thank you for having me. You know what I'm saying? It's good to be hooking up with the homie. Thank you.
Yeah, most def. Now, I kind of gave him the title, but for folks that don't know, man, would you hit him real quick with the bio and just kind of let them know who you are and what you've been doing, bro?
Yeah, man. Originally from Grand Rapids, Michigan. We started hip hop early '90s. Came out with the first album, "Who Am I? The Definition." It had regional success. Um, so it kind of made me be pioneering to hip hop from Grand Rapids, along with people like Lotta Dark Man, Robert S., Willie the Kid. Um, and then after that, I went and lived in Amsterdam for a while. Signed to um, a label, Scan Music Records. Stayed out there for about 3 years. We did a lot of work, toured a lot through Europe, put out a bunch of projects, done some stuff with Primo, and just got a bunch of projects. Done some stuff with Elder Sensei, General Steel from Smith and Wesson. Done some stuff with Roscaz. Got some stuff with the Woo Killer Bees. So we just got an extensive, discography and been putting in a lot of work for a lot of years, brother. You know what I mean?
That's dope, bro. That's the pedigree is strong, homie. That's fire. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like you dropped a lot of big names. We got to dig in on that real quick, man, because
No doubt.
that is awesome.
Right.
Okay, so I didn't even know about the whole Amsterdam thing. So okay, so how do you go from? Well, first of all, let's dig in on Grand Rapids. I have been. I feel like on 80 when I drive to Detroit, I feel like I go through Grand Rapids. Do I go through Grand Rapids?
It's depending on where you're coming from, but you might be going through Grand Rapids if you're
Okay.
coming from, West Michigan side of, Michigan. Then you'd be going through Grand Rapids before you get to Detroit.
Okay,
Um,
yeah.
yeah,
I was pretty sure I did. I think you go through like or Michigan City and Grand Rapids and all of that.
yeah, before you get over to Detroit on the east side of Michigan. So yeah, yeah.
Okay, so what is so when you get into so first of all, who were some of your inspirations? Like how do you first get into hip hop?
Inspirations would have been, mom's had me, watching Sesame Street, Breaking, Sesame Street, Beat Street. So, I fell in love with the art of, breakdancing first, graffiti, some of the different, elements from hip hop before I even started MCing. Then we picked up, started battling around, Grand Rapids a lot, getting our feet wet because in the '90s you couldn't just say you was a rapper and you ain't really got no sweat in the game. You know what I mean?
I love that.
So you know what I mean. So like we was really big on that. Like I was in a group, the Shogun, with Willie the Kid, Andre, Sonny Black, Big Joe before he was even with DJ Drama, a lot of Dark Man, and we was just getting our feet wet, man, and really getting those stripes going. So we were inspired by a lot of Dark Man being with the Wu Tang. The DeBarge is coming right from where we were coming from. Robert S. being the first MC to ever, have a record deal. He was signed with Michael Jackson on the same label as Michael Jackson, and it's a person from Grand
Damn.
Rapids. You know what I'm saying? So we were inspired by seeing a lot of those things, bro. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so how do you first get so okay, so you're rapping with your bros in the lunch line and whatnot, maybe or whatever, you know what I mean, at school. But how do you make that first step to get into a studio? Like, was there somebody that kind of took you under their wing and brought you in, or how do you make that step?
No, I kind of did it on my own. Like we was all going to different studios within the city, Stockbridge Studios. Some people were going over to other studios, but I was going to Stockbridge, where a lot of us were going to record. And that's when we were laying our first demos at. So then came an independent label named KJ Records, and he was looking for artists out the city. And then he put some money behind me to actually do a professional recording. You know what I mean, in a professional album. And then we started doing, professional videos and putting out music on a professional level through KJ Records. So love to him, man.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. So you kind of take it from the basement setting where you're learning your craft and whatnot, and now you're into a professional studio. Was that like you got to come up with studio time or something, or did somebody kind of bankroll that for you in the beginning?
Well, at first it was coming out of our pocket, you know. So, we was working, regular jobs, and it was coming out of our pocket. After that, then, we had KJ Records. He was bankrolling, a lot of things. And that's when we learned the business um very extensively, dealing with him, and I had a manager at that time. And, they were really my manager was showing me the game. You know what I'm saying? So we had KJ came and bankrolled it in like the second wind after we got done doing all the demos and trying to figure it out. Then he came in and bankrolled, and we put up a real project with some money with disc makers. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
That's dope. So on a side note, my little brother's stationed in South Korea right now. Shout out to my little brother Cap. Uh, he just sent me an article. I think that I want to say Sony has been the disc maker forever. You know what I mean? They've manufactured the recordable media to produce CDs, and I think they shut down one of their last factories. So I don't know if somebody else is going to pick up the slack there or whatnot. But recently, within the last month or a couple weeks or whatever, I think they just quit producing physical media from one of the last Sony production factories over in Japan. So that's kind of wild. Just you
Wow.
had said disc makers, so that's kind of the death of an era. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that was what people were doing. You know what I mean? I still got boxes of some of the product that we didn't move because you try and buy a 1,000 pack sleeve or whatever and start stuffing them yourself and putting things together and that
Yeah.
and go down to Kinko's and press out the inserts and whatnot and that was what people were doing. You know what I mean? So
So they're not going to be having any more of the physicals from disc makers made anymore.
I don't know if disc makers will produce the discs themselves, but I know that Sony, being the one of the major producers of those recordable media CDRs, you know what I mean, for manufacturing hard copies, has shut down their factory. So um, I don't know if they'll be able to source that media from. I know at one point Fuji and some of these other companies produce CDRs as well, but I know Sony is getting out of the business. They're just not seeing they're not. I don't know the exact reason. I'm assuming that they're feeling like CDRs are a dead technology now that things are going to, um, there's just that massive push to go digital, and so
Okay, that's
yeah,
that's that's crazy to hear because well, at least we know vinyl has picked up though
in
within
a
the last
major way, right?
in a major way. Like vinyl is just like heavy. Like vinyl is the way to go, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and anytime somebody comes to town, you know what I mean. I am way more drawn to going to the vinyl. You know what I mean. Like if we're at a show or whatever, I go and look for the vinyl at the booth versus a CDR.
Right.
But I'm a fan for signed memorabilia, anyways. You know what I mean. Like
Right.
you could see all my merch back here. You know what I mean. I'm all about preserving that autographed CD or poster or whatever. I'm a fan.
Right. So like I still got CDs in the merch, because some people just, want that collectible, want that autograph, you know what I'm saying? So I keep it as a collectible for people who want collectibles. Or when I go to even like places like Michigan, they still like CDs, man. They still buy CDs and play CDs, Or when I go to Europe, Europe loves CDs, man. It's like they're stuck in a time. They really like CDs and vinyl and tapes and tangible items with music. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends where you're going.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I was just looking. Mitchy Slick dropped a new album, or he's re-releasing the vinyl and re-releasing the album on vinyl, and it comes with a limited edition cassette. And
Okay.
and
Okay.
I think cassette's back in a big way too. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I had to go and I grew up on cassette tapes. I'm 40 years old. You know what I mean? So that was
Same here.
that. Yeah, I stepped into the game with cassettes. I had Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style on cassette that I got from Radio Shack.
Yes,
You know what
sir.
I mean? As a
Yes,
kid,
sir.
so
Yes, sir.
that was
That's
that
how
was
it all started. Yeah, we had tapes,
100%.
man. Yeah, boxes full of tapes, man. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely want to put out a project that comes out on that has a cassette in cassette form. So yeah, that would be dope.
Hell yeah. So
Yeah.
okay, so you're doing uh, you're doing it with with the label. Do you have instant success with it, or is it kind of slow growing, or how does that go once you start releasing music with the label?
No, that was an instant success with that. That kind of gave me like a classic project within the city. Who am I? It had a lot of radio play, and this is at the time in the '90s when a lot of artists couldn't get on the radio, so not everybody was on the radio. Like you see what I'm saying? So we had a lot of radio play. We had a video on the Underground Video Show. This was a video show that was actually reported to CMC. The reportings they did for videos back then. So like it was a serious channel, but just an underground video channel in Michigan. So we had a lot of play on that. So we had a lot of regional success. We were going out to conferences and the Impact conference down there in Tennessee. This is before the A3C, before Southwest, and we was really working product and being around the game off of that project. So that project took me to a lot of heights. After doing that project, I had to keep going. I felt like I had to keep going. You see what I'm saying? And then we got to putting out this album that's on the wall back here from me. That was the second album that came out from, having that success.
That's hard, bro. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so now you said you moved to Europe. Now, how do you get from you got radio play and regional success, and this is the '90s. How do you go to? I mean, that to me, moving to another country is a huge step. But now your music career is starting to take off. What draws you over to Europe and causes you to go that direction?
Okay, so like I missed a step in there, so I'll just rewind it a little bit now.
Okay,
I'll
my
bump
bad.
over into how we got to Amsterdam. Um, I came down to Atlanta after. I'm in Atlanta now. So after that, we moved down to Atlanta. Wanted to be closer to the music industry. A lot of things were happening in Atlanta at this time. So I came down here and I was selling CDs out the trunk of the car on a high level. It was something that we learned from the southern market, that I hadn't seen before. I was doing it a little bit in Michigan, but when I got down here with these southern guys, they really showed me how to be independent and selling music out the trunk of your car. We get up from 10 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock at night and literally be
Damn,
out there selling CDs every day. I paid rent doing it, everything. So I was doing that for about a good 5 to 6 years. All of a sudden, I got a message from a couple people from Europe on Facebook. Lady put me, shout out to Danja. Danja put me in touch with a guy named Dennis first. And then they helped me get my passport, brought me out to Europe. I stayed with Dennis. I had a project that we did produced by a guy named Tommy Van Moose that I still work with now. And it was called The Greenhouse. So we started working the Greenhouse project out there. I stayed out there for about a year and a half. Started going through some problems, not liking how things were going out there. Right before I was getting on the plane to come back to America, I ran into Scan. Shout out Scan Music Records. Sat in the studio with him, did a bunch of things, and then they flew me back out, and then I was out there for about 3 years with those guys.
that's wild. So
Yeah.
did you have like a 9 to 5 and stuff back in the States in Atlanta before you took off um to Europe?
I was straight selling CDs out the trunk of the car. Like I said, I was
Oh,
able to
okay.
pay rent. I was able to pay rent, pay bills and stuff like that, selling CDs out the trunk of the car. Um, then it got to a point where it was saturated. Things started slowing up. You know what I mean? And you got to work a job, of course. I had to work a job, but
Yeah.
then got the opportunity to go out to Europe after that, and yeah, man.
That's dope. That's dope. I guess I was just trying to like I'm visualizing what that's like to just that I mean you're gambling it all. You know what I mean? Like you're
Yeah,
going,
bro.
I'm gonna take this life that I have here, I'm gonna put it on pause and I'm going to a whole nother country and I'm gonna trust that what I'm doing with my craft is gonna take me to that next level. And I can do it out in this other country.
Man, you're right, bro. That was a hard journey of my life too. It wasn't easy too because I sacrificed a lot of things that I think that nobody really on the average would kind of sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? But I put it on the line like that. You know what I mean? So I
That's
wouldn't trade it for nothing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That you know what I mean? Yeah, just like you said, a lot of people wouldn't take that step. They'd go, I don't know, man. I'm a little comfortable here or whatever, you know what I mean? But like I'm not packing up and going to another country and just trusting that my craft and my skill and everything is gonna pay off for me in a whole nother country.
Right.
Thousands and thousands of miles away. You know what I
Right.
mean? Yeah.
Right, bro. Right. So that was how I got songs like, so far away. You know what I mean? Because I felt like I was very far away and you can't hop on a bus, man, and you can't hop in a car and get back home. You can't call mom and dad like that. Not that you do. I'm just saying, but you
Right.
there's it's you're out there for real, out there.
The safety net's gone.
Yeah, any safety net. You know what I mean? Like going to
Yeah.
grab a job real quick and hey, I'm like it's not that easy in Europe. I didn't set it up to where I was able to go out there and work legally and live. So imagine the things that I had to do to survive while I was out there. I'll just say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. You gotta trust the mic and you gotta hustle hard.
Hustle hard, bro. So I even sold CDs out out the backpack in Europe. I would walk through Central all day. I would sit in coffee shops, smoke my green and talk to tourists and sell my CDs and shit like that too. So yeah, what I mean, I wouldn't trade that for the world because that's how I got my fan base over in Europe is because I actually got out there and talked to every one of them. You know what I mean? Without just doing the show and being the American dude, like I had to actually get out there and talk to people and you know what I mean and present product and present myself and freestyle to people and I had to earn that shit.
That's dope. But that's 100% a grassroots foundation that you built out there and you
Right.
earned.
Right, right. So that's why it's hard when I talk to some promoters out there and they might not be familiar and it's like, well, hold on, bro. Like I've performed with some of the biggest Dutch artists that are some of their biggest Dutch artists. You know what I'm saying? Like they got huge Dutch rap artists out there that are prevalent out there. And I'm like, I've performed and done records with like a lot of them, man. Salah Dean, Cali Boy, just a lot of prevalent guys out there. So it's like I put some blood, sweat, and tears out there, man.
That's dope. That's dope. I was just gonna ask what is the so in Europe, I'm pretty naive to this. So what is the I feel like their EDM scene is massive. And I,
Massive.
yeah, yeah. But what's the hip hop scene like? Could you compare it to somewhere in the States or
Um, it depends on what artists we talking about. So like if we go to some of their prevalent like '90s artists, like I give a lot of respect and love to Red Light Boogie, aka Sugarcane. Like he has songs with Sean P, Boot Camp Click. Um,
yes.
he had some high level videos out in the Dutch market at that time, but like he comes to New York and does stuff. So like some of those guys, I'm like, yeah, like y'all kind of inspiring to me. Like, you know what I mean? They can rap in, English, of course, but then sometimes they can flip it in Dutch too. And I think that that's very interesting to see some of them do it in a different language, man. Like that was always interesting, bro. So their hip hop scene, man, is very interesting, bro, to me in a good way. Very interesting.
That's dope. That's dope. The only person I've seen kind of bring that flavor to the United States is got to be my dude Tech Nine. You know what I mean? He definitely
Yeah, yeah.
teams up with a lot of dudes from Europe and different countries, and he'll have them doing that worldwide choppers where they're flipping it and chopping in a whole nother language, and that's pretty dope.
Right, right. You see what I'm saying? Shout out to Tech Nine, man. Like that's a legend right there. Like a lot of people don't give Tech Nine his flowers. You know what I'm saying? Shout out and much love to Tech Nine, bro. I remember Tech Nine back at the time in the '90s where he wasn't even like he is now. You know what I'm saying? He was out there grinding and getting it, man. Shout out to Tech Nine, bro.
Hell yeah, that's somebody that's been in
Yeah,
the
man.
game for a long minute, grinding
Long
hard.
time. Yeah, man.
Real talk. Okay, so what's next in your path? You're in Europe and you were thinking about heading back home, but then you kind of they rejuvenated you on the European movement a little bit. You know what I mean? How do you get back to the States?
Um, I was kind of getting tired of being out there. To be honest, I was out there so long. I was just missing the states. So I just made my way back. I had them send me back. You know what I'm saying? Um, I was supposed to come. I was supposed to come back out there and continue work. But things that started picking up for me out here in America. Like I just, things started picking up. Started working. Started dropping new music. It just had got into a whole different vibe back over here in America. So I was just back over here in America, and like things are really really good over here now. With the music scene, man, and what I'm doing.
That's dope. So when you came back, you went back to Atlanta, or did you go back
Yep.
to Grand Rapids?
I came back to Atlanta,
Okay,
and then I went over to California for about 6 months. I stayed out there. I did some work out there with some cannabis companies, and
nice.
did some music, did some shows, and then came back over here to Atlanta. Then we started to make our way back home to Michigan a little bit more. This is when I started going back to Michigan a lot. I had to earn my stripes back in Michigan. I was gone for like 20 years from Michigan, so when I'm coming back, a lot of people don't know me. Like some people do, but you got a new scene there of people. You got new radio there. You got different outlets and platforms. So I had to really work myself back into the Michigan market. But now, we're 2024 Best Hip Hop Jamie Award winner this year for the $6 Million Man album out of
That's
Michigan.
hard. Congrats,
That
bro.
Thank you. That means a lot to me, man. Because I remember a lot of times when them guys wasn't showing me no love, they was ignoring me, all that to working my way to now have a Best Hip Hop album coming from where I come from means a lot, man.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. I think that's what we all aspire for, right? Like you want that national success, but you always want to be well respected at home or
Right.
admired. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So that meant a lot, man, and it just showed me, keep doing what we doing, and let's grow it and elevate it even more, man. So I'm a Michigan artist to the core, man. To the core.
Michigan's a lot of fun, bro. I'm excited. I was telling you off camera earlier. I'm super excited. I'm heading out there to work with the homie Marv One. Shout out Marv One,
Shout out
and
Marv.
I'm very excited to go out there and work with him and the homie Nuisance One, and we're gonna film a new music video. Um, I think Friday the 13th is what we've got slated for. So we're gonna be
Okay,
out there filming.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
That's dope. I know you're gonna hit some dope spots. I know you're gonna go out to Greek Town while you out there.
Yep.
I know you go. Yeah, I know you're gonna enjoy yourself, man.
So I wanted to see if I could get some tips for you. The homie said Nikki's Pizza in Greektown is a dope spot. What do
Right.
you think on if you go back to Grand Rapids or if you're in Detroit? What do you like to eat when you get out that way?
I like to try new spots, man. I gotta, you know, I'm not there all the time, and they got all these new spots when I come back. But it's a spot downtown that I want to try to have the chicken and waffles.
Oh, dope.
Bill. I'd have to pull up the Google. I don't want to say the wrong name for their
Okay, yeah,
establishment,
you're good. I
but
put you on the spot anyway.
it's cool. But I think it's called Sticks or something like that downtown, gr. And those chicken and waffles look very major. Then it's a place called Lunch and Brunch in Grand Rapids. And Wolfgang's has always been my go-to for breakfast. Wolfgang's, but I know it's this new place called Lunch and Brunch that's a little bit more better than Wolfgang's. But those two
Okay,
spots, those two spots, yeah, yeah.
dope, dope. Yeah, I got a little. I always try and type in the bucket lists on Google or whatever and see what the people are saying and try and pick a couple of spots. This is going to be kind of a turn and burn trip. We're going to be moving quick, so we ain't going to
Yep.
have a ton of time. So I'm going to try and map it out ahead of time before we get out there and see what we can figure out. But I'm definitely excited. This should be a cool little trip,
True
and
indeed. True indeed.
very, very productive. So
True
I'm
indeed.
excited to get out there and showcase Michigan a little bit. And I got one of the homies, maybe two of the homies riding out there in the whip with me, and we're gonna drive from Des Moines to Detroit and
That's
just
love.
have some fun and make it happen.
That's love, bro. That's love. This Midwest thing, man. That's love, man.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, I got to get out your way, man. I have never been to Atlanta. I think the closest I lived in North Carolina for a quick little minute, and that's the closest I ever made it out that way. But
Okay.
I've never been to Georgia. Atlanta hip hop is near and dear to me. You know, I mean, I was like a lot of kids my age. I grew up listening to Outkast
Yep.
and you know what I mean, the Dungeon Family and a lot of them cat. Even rappers like Bubba Sparks and you know what I mean, like later on the TIs and the Jeezys and a lot of the folks that came out of that Atlanta hip hop scene. So I would be very excited to get out there and peep it out and just get to see what that's like. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a big. like Atlanta's culture of hip hop is it's crazy, like in a sense of like everybody you just named, of course, you know what I'm saying, like you got the Goody Mob out here, Outkast out here, Ti, you got the Trap Museum out here, just what goes on culturally with that aspect, Killer Mike and what he does, the barbershop down on Edgewood. But then you have a underground scene here of hip hop. You got guys here like Diamond D is here, Shabam Sadiq's here, um, I'm here. A bunch like Yo Afro's here. Then we have this venue 529 where you get a lot of the underground scene. We had Bumpy Knuckles come through. You got
Oh,
Four
that's what's
Eyes that
up.
come through. Yeah, so it's like a it's two different scenes here, but in a beautiful way. Like you don't just have to get like southern hip hop, but you could get like underground hip hop too, though. Like, so you could get both. So I think Atlanta is very cultural with the hip hop in that way, man. I can get both.
That's dope. So
Yeah,
the boom bap scene is pretty heavy out there then still?
yeah. You got a nice boom bap scene out here too, man. That's real heavy, man. And it's like a circle that we all stick together. We all know each other, bro. We try to all support each other if we can, but we all know of each other and stuff like that, bro. Definitely.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yep.
Boom bap is my niche. You know what I mean? Like that's my favorite kind of hip hop. I'm in love with it. I like the metaphors, the bars, the punchlines. Like that's what does it for me in hip hop.
Word, word.
Real
So
talk.
yeah, man. So I can't wait till you get a chance to come out here, man, and peep out what Atlanta got to offer.
Hell yeah, hell yeah! I'll definitely have to tap in with you, and we'll make a trip out there. I was actually trying to work with a couple of artists out there. So you know what I mean. When it comes to getting the visuals after the if you know what I mean, if everything pans out, when it comes to getting the visuals, we'll have to slide that way.
Yeah, let me know, bro. Let me know, cause I got the film company and everything down here. I shoot film and all that, shoot video and all that. So let me know, bro.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah,
Okay, so you got some awesome milestones in your career that I definitely want to tap in on. You know what I mean? We ran through the bio pretty quick, just for podcast sake, but so you've worked with some amazing artists over the years. Where do you want to start? Because I definitely, I mean, I think the DJ Premier one definitely needs to be discussed. I don't even
yeah,
know how that comes to. I don't know what you want to divulge and what you can't divulge, but I mean, how do you put something like that together? But we can start anywhere you want in terms of milestones and features and people you collab with over the years, that because that's
yeah,
massive.
yeah. Like it's cool. Like it's funny, man, because like the Primo joint had came like we just kind of like mixtape that joint, you know what I mean, and put it out there, produced by Primo, and Primo heard it, proved it, shit like that. Um, and it did like over 100K, views on YouTube. So it did something for me. After that, we got a chance to sit with Primo at the Bumpy Knuckles show and really talk about it. And from that point is when he started picking up a lot of my other music. Like he picked up Bad Motherfucker, Eyes Wide Open, The God. Like I got these on video, him cutting up on the radio show. So he's been uh, cool about things and really supportive to some of my music over these past years, man, and actually gave me his personal email address and let me know to make sure I keep sending music and stuff like that.
Bro,
After
that's so
after
awesome.
yeah. So I mean that's like kind of like a dream come true, just on some hip hop love, type of thing. After that, Elder Sensei is like a brother to me, man. At this point, he's been here at the house. We recorded right here at the house. Um,
That's
I'm on his
fire.
I'm on his album coming up soon. He's got an album coming out that I'm on his album. Shout out, thank you, L, for that. And then we got a track called Snake Shit, and I'm waiting on his verse right now for a new song we got right now called Real MCs.
I
Um,
like the sounds of that.
right. It's a dope track too. Produced by Tone Jones. And then General Steele from Smith and Wesson is a great friend of mine too. I talk to these guys not just about music, but I could talk to these guys about other things, about life. You know what I mean? And how's your mom doing? How's your kids doing and stuff like that. General has been influential in helping me understand things in the 7% nation and stuff like that. And so he's influential to me in other areas too. But we got music and stuff. Black Sinatra is out there right now. You can check that out. Um, who else we worked with? Pace One. Me and Pace One got a track.
Okay,
Um,
dope, dope.
the,
Shout out
the
the
greatest.
Outsiders.
Right. Shout out to Outsiders, man. Grew up listening to them and respecting them. So it was a pleasure to be able to throw bars with Pace One. So we got a track called Great Escape. Check that out. Um,
I
we
did a
got
track with
one.
Pace One a few years ago. We went out to Jersey and we filmed a video for it and whatnot. So,
Right.
yeah, I got to
Dope.
kick it at his
Dope.
spot with him and got to see Newark and really take it all in. And you know what I mean, for a handful of dudes from the Midwest, that was dope. You know what I mean, to get to
Facts.
experience
Facts.
that.
Facts. Because them guys were really, they were really heavy at a time. You know what I mean? They had some real label push, and they just had dope records and shit like that. With the Outsiders Raw, Young Z,
Yeah,
Pace One. You know what I mean? So I really respected those guys. That's why I wanted to do a track with them. I'm like, I really respected you as an MC. Still do. You know what I mean? So let's work in that facet of it. You know what I mean?
real talk.
Got to do some work with a guy named Flame Killer, part of the Black Mob, infamous mob. These are guys that were really, clicked up around Big Twins and Mob Deep and stuff like that. So I got to do some
Uh,
work with him.
New York
Um,
MCs, that's what's up.
New York MCs, bro. And then some Europe guys. I gotta give love to doing music with Red Light Boogie, doing some stuff with Salah Dean. Salah Dean's a really big, big, big artist out there. Um, Yeah, man. So we've done a lot of work. Done some stuff with Razcast too. On a producer album, we ended up getting on the same track. From being on the producer album. So shout out to Razcast. A lot of work, man, and got some more stuff coming up too in the chamber, bro.
That's dope. That's dope. So okay, so uh maybe I just didn't tap in on this, but you said on the producer level. So are you doing production or just a producer put you guys both on the same track?
No, a producer put us both on the same track from Europe.
Okay, that's
Um,
dope.
yep. So like he's the producer, and I guess he making one of those compilation albums type of thing. So me and Raz were on the same track from his album. So I'm waiting for that to come out now.
That's awesome. That's hard as hell, bro. Very cool. Man,
Word.
that's that's so dope that you got to work with all those MCs over the years and you guys have all those projects out and just to have that kind of respect from people that you respected and your peers and whatnot and to collab with them and get to see how your skill measures up against what you know what I mean with somebody else on that level is is
Right.
is fire, bro. Congrats. That's
Right.
awesome.
Thank you, man. That shit means a lot. You know what I mean? Because we hip hop kids, bro.
Hell
And
yeah.
that shit means a lot for your peers to have any type of respect for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, just last month when we went over there to Halifax, Nova Scotia, and did the Woo Killer B show, um, it meant a lot for Don Pacino to say, things that he said to me because he's just seeing how I'm, moving and presenting myself as an artist. And he like, bro, I tell other artists this, man, have your merch and be like this. And he said, I see how you coming. And he just gave me respect where you knew where it was genuine. You knew it ain't just somebody just blowing smoke up your ass, but he being genuine. Shit like that means everything, bro. You know what I mean?
I agree wholeheartedly, bro. I had a conversation with Travis O'Gwen from Strange Music, and that was
Okay.
kind of I was working for them at the label at that point in time, and and that was kind of what catapulted me to really take my craft seriously and take it to the next level. Because I asked him, I said, and he gave it to me raw. I said, Trav, I'm thinking about maybe starting a label and doing some music and kicking out some hip hop. And you know, what advice would you give somebody? And he said, man, I do these
Right.
tours, I travel, and I see these same people day in and day out, year after year, and they're saying that they're gonna do something. And then the next year I see them and they say the same, they got the same talk, you know what I mean? And they haven't made
Right.
any progress. I say, what are you doing?
Right.
What strides have you made to take it to the next level? And they're not doing it. He said, all I would say is just do it, and it resonated with me so much that I went home and filed the LLC to start my business and really was like, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. and I
Mm.
really started cutting records and started doing stuff and trying to take it to the next level. So um,
Hey.
yeah, so to get advice and to be able to chat with your peers and get that respect from your peers is on a whole nother level. So yeah, very cool, bro. Very exciting.
And that's dope that you were able to work for them and learn some stuff for them because those guys are heavy on the independent scene. And man, they like I would love to learn, you know what I mean, from Trav. So that's dope, bro.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
They really, I was able to get in early on with them and to kind of get some insight and get to see how their label worked and be on calls and go down to the office and see Strange Music and get to hear how they moved and what needed to be done and handling street team promotions and really getting the word out and see how they attacked the internet and moved and to see the stuff that he did, Tech and Trav, on a level with artist meet and greets and really connecting with the fans, I think was monumental in what they did, and it really changed the path for how music is received by people because I seen a lot of these MCs that you and I both grew up listening to that really adopted that artist meet and greet path and upgrades to meet the artists and get to kick it with them. And prior to Tech Nine coming out and doing that, nobody was doing that,
Right.
to my
Real
knowledge,
talk.
anyways.
Real talk though. Well, just even back in the like when we go back to the '90s, like a lot of the artists that we grew up with will tell you like the meet and greet in the record store in store was very vital and very important to marketing, bro. Going in those record shops, sitting, talking with people, signing autographs, signing CDs. Um, so I think that element is very important, bro. I try to incorporate that element and just build. Not even like, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to present myself like I'm well known like a tech, but I think I try to do it to build with artists and fans and make that personal relationship because I'm used to that from selling CDs and having that one-on-one interaction. So I think that that is very important and very vital, bro, for us artists, bro.
Without a doubt. Yep, I agree
Without a doubt,
wholeheartedly.
bro. Shout out to Tech for, leading a lot of that stuff, bro.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Okay, so you got an upcoming tour coming, and you got to stop off in Detroit. Let's talk about that a little bit, bro.
Where we got the Midwest Mayhem Tour 2. So we did the first one back in what was that? June. So we on part 2 right now. We got the show. It's in Holland, Michigan. It's at Park Theater. Big theater. So we're gonna be doing that. We're looking for more to add more dates. We uh we should be getting one over there close by Ann Arbor. I'm looking to close in on that deal. So we got the big show right now, Holland, October 3rd, Park Theater. It's featuring myself headlining. I got a couple of my artists on there. I got my artist Sunny Ski on there, and then my other artist Kawaj are going to be performing as well. And then my DJ 7/8. We get down.
Okay,
We get
dope,
down
dope. And those are all MCs from Atlanta, or are they MCs from Michigan?
for Michigan. For Michigan.
Okay, dope, dope. That's
Yep,
cool to
yep,
get to
yep.
go back there and connect with folks from back where you started.
Absolutely. But the thing that I want to put out there about the Midwest Mayhem tour, what that's about, is that not only is it a tour that features myself, but it actually is a tour where if we're able to go around the Midwest or America or Europe, that we actually give opportunity to other Midwest artists and stuff like that that we can connect to the tour. You know what I mean? So I'm looking at it as like a Midwest brand. So I want to be able to do work and collab with other Midwest artists throughout the Midwest. Hopefully, is the plan and the vision behind that.
That's dope, bro. That's dope. Congrats on that. I like that. And so you're planning
Bro,
a stop off here in Iowa as well?
hopefully we're able to get back there. I'm talking to a couple venues right now. So hopefully we're able to get back through there and then we can connect with you guys and do some stuff as well. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, that's love. That's love.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool, man. Well, I'm excited. Okay, now you said you also got a new project in the mix. You're working on a 6 million man too.
$6 Million Man Part Two. Yep,
Yeah.
working on that. That's almost done. Yep, I got Tommy Van Moose on that producing, Tone Jones on there producing, Devious Minds. Um, yeah, and I got Sunny Ski on there, Elder Sensei should be on there, and a few more other MCs. So that's about 80% done. I'm almost done with it, and the music is heavy.
That's dope.
Yeah,
That's dope. So how would you classify this project? Is it kind of a boom bap type of record, or
Yep.
where'd you go on this one?
Yep. It's kind of it's. I feel like it's got like a Death Squad type vibe on this particular project. Like, I don't know, it's just got that real Death Squad vibe. But so it's definitely boom bap, but it's just like a little bit, I call a little high level boom bap, like a Death Squad. I was always inspired by Death Squad sound, so
Okay,
it has that sound to it. Yeah,
that's dope. That's dope. Okay,
yeah.
I'm excited, man. So definitely,
Right.
everybody peep them projects out and tap in. That should be dope.
Word.
And where can they find any more information about the tour and the upcoming release and whatnot?
Glad you asked, brother. You can find more information about the tour at www.midwestmayhemtour.com. We got our own site for the tour. Um, or you can look up The Real Six Man on IG, Facebook. I'm real easy to find everything at The Real Six Man. And you can find my projects on Bandcamp, iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud. So I want people to make sure they check out the $6 Million Man album right now. I want you to check out the Fix album. That's the one that got Elder Sensei and General on it. And then I want you guys to check out the Lux EP. Yeah, man, we got some dope joints out there. I want people to check out.
That's dope. That's super hard, bro. We just got a comment in the comment section. Frank McLoke jumped in there and said respect, and he hit us with the rocket ship emoji and the 100.
Right.
So I appreciate you tuning in and watching with us, Frank. I just left Frank's studio. Frank and the homie the future got a fire studio. We're gonna have to get you into when you come out this way, bro. It's
Yeah.
they got it fully decked out. I really came off a high coming into this interview because I had just seen their setup and everything that they had going on, and it's really on another level. It's going to hit Des Moines by storm, man. It's very impressive what they were able to accomplish over there. I don't think a lot of people have seen it yet, but the stuff that is coming out from this studio is going to be very high caliber, and it's on another level.
Shout out Frank, bro. I would love to see it, bro. Let me know if we get a chance to come out there. Let me know. We definitely can stop over there, bro.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. I'll definitely have to swing through
Hell
with
yeah.
you and we'll do something over there. So shout
Hell
out to
yeah.
Frank McLoke in the future. Real talk.
Shout out
Um,
Frank, man.
yeah. So all right, man. Well, I definitely appreciate your time. I definitely locked you in for about 45 minutes here. Anything you want to say before we jump off, bro?
I just want to say, bro, thank you for having me
Of
on
course.
here, bro, and thank you for always being cool. Anytime I reached out to you, man, mad love to MCTV because we've been in connection for a while here, man. Thank you, bro. Um, Thank you to the artists, that we get to help and through this tour that we're doing, and the kids that we get to go talk to and that are struggling. You know what I mean? I also go to places like Wedgwood Boys Home and I talk to kids back up there. So I want to, give them shout out and inspiration as well too before we get out of here, and just say thank you to all of the boom bap lovers and hip hop heads and people who respect the culture, man. You know what I mean?
Real talk, real talk. Yeah,
Real
man. I
talk.
I think hip hop is coming back in a major way. You know what I mean? There was a moment in time where people said hip hop was dead and it was all mumble rap and this and that. And I think hip hop is coming back with that 1-2 punch in a major way for the folks that thought it was gone. So hip hop
I
is
agree.
not dead. It's alive, and MCs like Six Man and other MCs out here holding it down. Real talk. So Frank McLoke is a prime example of some of that too. So Frank is another
Right.
dope MC coming out of Detroit or out of Des Moines, dropping music every Wednesday. So shout out to
Yeah.
everybody holding it down for hip hop
Man, shout out to everybody, bro. That's respect. That's dope too, bro. Keep pushing. Let's keep pushing.
all day. All right, man. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for sitting down with us, bro. I will not hold you up on it any longer. We'll let it go until next time. It's your boy that motherfucker Steve for MCTV.
Word, it's your boy Six Man. Love.
All right, and we out. Thank you so much for
We out.
watching. Stay tuned for the next episode. We'll see you next time. We out.